Hello, it's that time of the month again. And by that time of the month, no, I don't mean that time of the month. Sorry, I'm eating right now. I'm eating like those little chocolate, or not chocolate, Mellow Cream pumpkins because I'm hungry. Because it's technically my lunch break in between classes right now. And it's October, and it's really, really cold here, and they comfort me. So deal with it. So what I meant by that time of the month is that it's the first week of the month, and this is when we tell fun personal stories about ourselves. I was going to give you like a tour of where I lived and like go outside and be like, look how pretty it is. This is who I am. But then it got really cold. But this week, I'm going to talk about sort of my dealings and experience in my life, personal experience with sort of being, I guess the best word for it is invisible in the community. And what brought about this was my city is really small. And we just had our second annual Pride Parade this past weekend. And my friends and I were actually like going down there just to go to the farmer's market. But that's exactly when the Pride Parade was taking place. And I'm not gonna lie, I don't own anything rainbow colored. Except for I have two. This is my pride. This one says don't ask. Don't ask, because I'll tell. But that's the extent of my pride wear. I'm not gonna lie. I just really think it's because I don't look that cute in rainbow. So we watched the whole parade, and I was walking. As we were walking by, we saw all these really hot girls, and the one girl. There's this girl that I've liked for like I don't know her name. I've never talked to her. The only time I've ever semi-experienced anything near her is when I was in a restaurant by myself. She came in with her really hot girlfriend. It was like making it out with her like 2 feet away from me, and I was just like trapped there. It was awful. But I realized that, in terms of visibility, I don't have any. And I felt kind of sad about that. So I ended up putting the pins from my wallet like on the jacket that I was wearing. And to be honest, that's probably the most visibility I get. And I've been going to like a few parties with some of my friends, and like every time I mention this girl that I like, not the same girl from the parade, I have to everyone's like, "Oh my god, you're a lesbian." No, I'm not a lesbian. Which, I mean, there's nothing wrong with being a lesbian. Nothing wrong. They're really hot. But I have to constantly explain myself. So that really, when I stare at like a cute girl who was in the parade or any time, I have to be more aggressive about it. And I have to attempt to make myself known a lot more. Because I read as a straight, super feminine girl. And that can be really frustrating. Because there's this really great part of a poem by Ivan Coyote, which all you femmes out there should look up. Just people in general, actually. Called, I can't remember what it's called, but it's like Femme Appreciation Day. And there's this huge poem, and I love this poem. I'll link to it in the video in like the description. And one of the lines is that You know, I appreciate that you have to come out every single day in every single situation for the rest of your life, to your coworkers, to your friends, your family, to the people at the parent teacher conference, you know? And it's true. I find myself having to explain myself a lot. And not only people just sort of not really believing me or not getting it, or just treating it like, oh yeah, she's a girl in college, and that means she just wants to make out with other girls. Which I actually had a guy ask me to do this weekend with a girl that I am friends with. He was like, hey, I want to watch you guys make out. And I was like, even drunk Hannah was like, no, I don't do that. But it's, I find it, and probably people who, you know, are very visible, are visible all the time. I have a feeling, you know, maybe they get sick of that and they just sometimes don't want to be as visible as they are. But honestly, I just want a happy medium. I want to be acknowledged and noticed and not have to work so damn hard and not have to blatantly say it to everyone and explain to everyone just because I don't look queer. So that's something that's been really sort of getting to me lately, especially since there was Bi Visibility Day. I mean, there's no dress code or sort of stereotypical look for bi people. So that can make it harder to be seen because it sucks to not be acknowledged by your own community. You know, there's a nod when a woman who is queer walks by. There is a nod that you can see when another woman who looks queer walks by. You see that nod, that nod of, yeah, we're both in this. And I don't get that nod, and that sucks because it's just another thing that kind of makes me feel like I'm not completely part of the community. Um, and I really don't know how to fix that. But I think something that could help is people just really not assuming that straight is the default, that you have to look any certain way to be gay, lesbian, bisexual, transgendered, that you can look like me and be queer. Yeah. This went from really happy to kind of depressing. I'm just going to eat another pumpkin.